Okay, let's try this again. Seem to have an excellent connection, and we've got some people in the waiting room. I look forward to streaming. Hi, Pink Lady, how's it going? Right, why don't we get started, shall we? Okay, I am going to start a little early because I wanted to clean up some of these inks as people. Let's hopefully that's not. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, let's turn this down because last time I think I was a little bit hot. So let's keep this a little bit less hot. Hi, everyone who's here. Right. Yeah, sorry about the delay. I was hoping to be on again, like really quickly, but then stuff happened as it always does. And I was needed elsewhere. And by elsewhere, I mean my kids. So it's just one of those things. Right, so what am I doing tonight? Well, I'm going to try to continue and possibly finish this commission tonight. And that means that I want to clean up these inks, get them nice and schmick. Yeah. Boom. Yep. Right, that's looking much better. I've basically recreated these little bits of armor with some line work that I then just duplicated. It's just easier to do for repetitive things, and then we can shade them a little bit more easily, and it looks a lot better. Yeah, much better. Look at that. Look at that. These are the sorts of things I want to clean up tonight before I get started. Okay, so let's grab another one. Should we put it up here? Yeah, let's do that. How are we all tonight? Doing good? Well, or morning, wherever you guys are in the world. Okay, I'm gonna duplicate these. And maybe we don't need one there. Really wish I could stream some music while I do this, because usually I am working to music. Today I had a heck of a... It is around 1 p.m. here in Austria. Austria! Awesome. Welcome. Oh, man. To be able to travel again, hey? We're in lockdown down here, and it's not cool. But we're coping. I'm coping. I've gotten a heck of a lot of work done on my current project, which is for CG Cookie, if you didn't know already. I wish I could show you some stuff, but it's still a little under wraps. But in the next few months, hopefully, we will begin to release some stuff to the public, which will be really, really nice. My work is all in pre-production, so I'm doing all the concepting and storyboarding and stuff. To tell the truth, I haven't even started storyboarding because I got waylaid by the concept work. Oh, that's looking much, much nicer. Yes, it is. Why don't we do this? Why don't we grab all of these, link, and scale these up a bit thicker. Oh, yes, that's looking much nicer. What is it about? Grease pencil. Yes, yes. Basically, I've been working on this commission for. Oh, this is probably the third live stream that I've decided to put on this. The third live stream I've done with this particular commission. Yeah, I'm working in grease pencil to do this request by one of my Patreon supporters. His name's Anomander Rake. He's from a fantasy series. Yeah, like this guy's been sort of bugging me to do this guy for a long time, and he's a very generous backer, and we have some great interactions. And I thought, you know what, as a bonus, not only am I going to draw this month, or last month, I am going to make it a live stream, and then I'm going to take all the live stream stuff and I'll edit it down into a Speedpaint. So 3 live streams worth of grease pencil work is going to be compressed into like 5 minutes. It's going to look awesome. And yeah, look, I'm liking how he's turning out, and I generally like to have my inks as clean as possible before I begin the process of coloring, which is what I wanted to do tonight. I really wanted to get onto the colors. I'm just going to fix up these bits here. The cleanup is always the longest stage for me, because it's like you always notice things and you're always tinkering and you're like, okay, I've got the main forms, but now what I really want to do is have everything just looking right. So I'm going to take, I think, this shape here. Let's duplicate it, scale it in the X so it's swinging the... no, I didn't want to extrude. I want to rotate it. Oh yeah, I'll put some screencast keys on, hey? So you guys can see what I am doing. Let's see, is this going to work now? Yes, it is. Okay. Might just bring this up so you guys can see. Everyone can see that? Am I working on a tablet? Yes, I am. Right now in edit mode, I am actually working with the mouse and keyboard just because it's easier. It's almost like, you know, vertex editing. So it's just easier from an editing perspective. But as soon as I get to drawing, yeah, you bet it's Wacom time. Okay, so we're gonna have to do this. This needs to be extruded out that way, and then this one might. See, right now, yes, I am sort of mouse clicking away here. But yes, there will be some tablet work very, very shortly. I'm just getting my bearings where I was the other night. I may have to just destroy some of this wonderful ink spotting that I had, just so that I can really clean this up. I usually do the sort of subdividing and smoothing at this point, just to get these really nice refined lines. It kind of looks like a bit of a cheat, you know, but it comes out so nice afterwards. Let's go. Yep, that's it. Also using proportional fall off here, and we're probably not going to see a lot of this, so why don't we get rid of that. Let's move that over. This is just for detailing. Get rid of that. Yes. Good. We got a nice little troop in the chat tonight. Hi everybody. Anyone who's joining us. To begin with, I'm just doing a little bit of ink cleanup here in grease pencil before I begin the coloring process, and I'm probably going to be doing, yeah, that's looking good. Yeah, I want those inks I want to be able to see those inks. Let's get rid of that ink spotting there and this ink spotting here, because I'm gonna redo this. Hi, Netherlands, another one. Yes. Oh boy, I love the European contingent. Oh man, I would have loved to be there, but I'm not sure if you guys know the Blender conference has been called off this year because of the whole COVID thing, which is really, really sad. Had it not been for this pandemic, I was planning on this being my year where I'd maybe even hit an LA conference, but the Blender conference in Amsterdam is absolutely amazing. I get to see so many friends, hang out with the people at the Blender Institute. It's a whole lot of fun, and the last time I was there was 2018. Okay, let's see what this looks like on this side. Very nice. Through the camera. Those inks are pretty good. Those inks are pretty good. I think we could just maybe throw in a bit more detail in places. So here I'm picking up my Wacom tablet. Let's see now. Radius 10. Let's bump that up ever so slightly. And let's try to get a little bit of detail in here. So we got some line work here. If we maybe put some scratches on here, go back into edit mode and see if there's there's a point there that we can get rid of. Scale this down, bring it over here. I might scale this up ever so slightly. Yep. Okay. So that looks like a little bit of a notch right there. Right. No, don't like that. Maybe we'll do this with shading. Yeah, we'll do this with shading. Won't do it with line work. Now, what would be thicker? Here or here? So we can thin out one edge here. Just a bit of asymmetry. And let's get a line in here. Enter. Scale it right up. And let's take this line. Get a nice. Yeah, that's looking good. Look at that. Maybe if we just duplicate this line so we can get a bit of an edge on this sword and scale that all down like that. And I wonder if I get rid of all these points here by dissolving them, then I've got just 2 points to mess about with. Ah, nuts. Where are you? Ugh, okay, I'm gonna have to get you back there. Just one. Okay, now we're looking like a nice sword. There. Awesome. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so then we've got this cape. Is that a cape? That's sort of going, see the back, it's going back there, and it should be going back this way. I think this area is actually, got this correct, this should be empty. So what we're going to have to do is, okay, that's too thin. Let's bring up that radius. And let's that, and maybe it's just behind this hair here. All right, there we go. We'll go back to the fills here. And do we have a holdout material? No, we do not. Okay, so let's get another solid fill. Duplicate it, call this hold out. No, not the stroke. The fill is going to be holdout. Now, when we work with a holdout material, this is what happens. Okay, we're in a material mode. Excellent. Hey, I wonder. Boom. Yes. I think that's worked. Has that worked? Looks almost partly transparent. It's interesting. No. Let's see what happens if we do a nice big circle here. Oh, maybe it's just showing the background color. Boom. Oh. All right. Okay. So we've got a bit of a gap here. So we've got to close that gap. Good morning. Cool live stream following from the USA. Oh, yay! USA, finally. No background music. It is helpful hearing your voice as you work through problems. Oh, thanks, Tom. What would be really cool? Yeah, like if anyone wants music, just put it on yourselves because, like, I don't know what the YouTube thing is. I think I've supplied a link to my live stream and I don't think I took it out. It's kind of my current Spotify playlist where I'm populating it with various synth pop bands. It's sort of like what I'm into these days. Oh, hello. Right. Okay, so that is there. And yeah, so if anyone wants to have some music on in the background while you're listening to me talk, hey, multitask. All right, so now we've got that shape. Let's go fills. Hold out, and boom. Now this holdout material should be a nice shape. Yeah, it's one thing that you get on a live stream that you don't get like on a pre-rehearsed video, and that is like all the problems that people face. And I think one of the nicest compliments I got, and that is that there's sort of two expectations when it comes to doing tutorial content or content like where you're somewhat of, I don't want to say authority, but more like you're sort of showing off some expertise. And there are people who are like, well, if you didn't know that, you shouldn't be doing whatever. And then there's the other contingent who are like, oh, you know what? It fills me with, what's the word? Confidence, knowing that someone who's professional still has problems when it comes to working. And I'm like, yeah, you know, that's the good way of seeing it. And I think the good thing about this live stream is that it allows you to see kind of the nuts and bolts of things. Hey, Nikatora. I have been waiting for this video. Great. Awesome. Thanks for dropping by. I'm just refining out these inks before I begin to work in earnest. And so I want to get as much of the detail in there in the inks before. I don't want to rely too much on effects, even though it's a lot of fun. The refining process is probably the most tedious, because you're always looking at things, you're always tinkering, always trying to figure things out. But it's also the most rewarding because it's where you sort of see the things really come to life and sort of take on the personality that the eventual artwork is going to have. I think you can learn more from seeing the mistakes and how they are fixed. Yeah, you can. You know, it's one thing I learned very quickly working in a studio was that I always felt really self-conscious when a client was in the studio. It was almost like I had to perform and I had to be on my A game all the time. And if I made a mistake, it was like, are they going to ask to get a refund or their money back or go somewhere else? And, it was a you know, real anxiety trip. But, it's sort of one of the reasons I went freelance. And the live stream is sort of like a bit of a performance art as well, but I think it's more understood these days. As this testament here, the comments, and some really nice supportive comments I've been getting in the past, and that is, when they see someone making mistakes, they kind of feel more confident about their own artwork. I really like that. If it's something that works for people, um, you know, what's that meme that goes around? It's how to draw an owl. And it's like, first draw a circle and then draw the rest of the effing owl. Yeah, a lot of people sort of see art tutorials as that. And so when you do see people umming and ahhing, it's not so much seeing them make mistakes in the sense that they don't know what they're doing. It's more seeing their thought process, as you put it, where you see them working out, okay, what is the best approach with the time I got, with the budget I got, with everything that's going on? What's the best way that I can get to where I need to be? I think it's more thinking about it that way. So, yeah, look, if my mistakes make people feel more confident, I will gladly record them for posterity. Not the greatest artist. I got my influences, and you know what I'm going to do? This does feel a bit procrastinating, sort of doing these little. Okay, I've got to take off that stabilize there. I go control. There we go. Did you see the Wacom thing come up on the screen there? That's not going to work. I'm going to do that with shading. But this is going to need probably some depth. And let's go. Okay, so instead of doing a double line, we can take this existing line now. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of all the duplicate stuff. And let's just focus on what we want to expand here. Okay, and let's just go like that. Thickening up a line like that sort of gives the illusion of shadow. It's really, really good. Yeah, let's go back to the ink spot layer for a second. Draw, solid fill, and let's fill in this little bit. Yeah, I think so. And then we can go. No, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Okay, so now we've got the cape. Is it going behind or is it going in front? You know what? I think I'm going to change this. I'm going to make it going over the pauldron. Is it super low? Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. Let me see. Because I don't want my thing to go really hot. I think I was a little further away from the microphone. How's this? Is this better? Just let me know if the microphones are any better now. Okay, so if I go over this way, it looks like it goes over, and then I can put a bit of a thing there. Yeah, okay, cool. So let's get a line in there. Go over the pauldron like that. And then I can probably erase some stuff there and there. Okay. Volume level's fine. That's better. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you, guys. Thank you for that. I really want to, you know, be heard. I guess. Let's make this a bit thicker there, and then we're gonna have to. Okay, so now that's going to look like it's going over the pauldron. And then we've got to get this, the edge here. Yep, there we go. Okay, cool. So, should we, is that going to be, yeah, I think that's going to be in shadow. Definitely going to be in shadow. Where's my stabilize when I need it? There it is. And let's just put some of these little bits there. Okay, that's looking good. Yeah, look, just a bit more detail, and then I think we're onto the inks. See, I got this little bit of a Kirby-esque thing there, which I could probably ink spot. So let's get some ink spot in there. Then we'll knock those. So let's do this. Let's go 1. Now Jack Kirby does these sorts of things on stuff like Thor. Oh man, if we're doing these sorts of Jack Kirby shiny things, I think we're going to need to do some Kirby Crackle. Yep, I think that's going to be the effect that I end up using. Is it possible to use the pose library for 2D? You know, I've never tried. I could look into that, Pink Lady. Yeah, because obviously there's rigging for 2D now, as we've seen some videos do. And so why not, you know? You know, asset libraries just coming online, and did you hear the announcement that version 3 is being pushed back a little bit? Yeah, so I know that the asset library is going to be in version 3. So if there's going to be any pose libraries, it's probably going to be in version 3. Okay, let's get that in there. And yeah, I think I've been accidentally inking all on the ink spots layer, which means what I'm going to do is I'm going to take everything and move it to the inks layer. And then we can probably get rid of the ink spots layer. So everything is just in inks. There we go, except for that background. Now, why is this only transparent a little bit? Is it a transparency setting? See, that's only partially transparency. I was thinking of using empties instead of rigging bones. Hopefully I can use empties in pose library. Yeah, look, when it comes to 2D, I'm sort of a traditionalist, I think. And what that means is that, you know, I do like going pose to pose and relying on the tweening. And sometimes, you know, copying frames is... Okay, well, that's solid fill there. You know, traditionally what's done. Okay, so now we got... no, I think I want to do that with shading. Yep, we'll do that with shading. But we will get some nice thick inks in there. Just do that sort of traditional... Nah, I'm really crap at that. I think I'm just going to have that with shading. All right, so any more detail that I probably need? Okay, so I've got some of those lines in there. Stroke is, the stabilizer's off. Okay, that's good. I might just throw it on to get a bit more contouring here on these. And I know that these pants, well, you know what? I don't think we're going to see these pants at all. I think it's just going to be quite dark, ink spotted, with just a suggestion of some sort of material down there. Yep. We definitely want to see the hilt though. I also seek new drawing techniques, whatever saves time and labor. Yeah, look, pose libraries would help with in-betweening, for sure. I see the logic in it. You know, it's like, if you can save, but what was it, Flash? Flash used to do that, didn't it? You know, you'd sort of save libraries of shapes and assets, but also, you know, some of them could become like poses, and then you just like recall them from the libraries. But I guess it would make more sense to be on the rig itself rather than the line work. You know what I'm saying? All right. Look, I'm quite happy with those inks. They're a bit plain, but I think with a bit of shading, I think we're going to get there. So should we get onto some colors? Yes, I think so. These fills here. I'm a little bit still worried why this holdout material isn't 100% transparent. Why is that? Holdout. Is there something that I'm not seeing? Fills. Blend is regular. Okay. Holdout. Radius 51 pixels. Maybe it's the... but let's see what our tool is like. Tool. Brush tool. Normal, precise, precision, advanced cursor. All visible. Ignore transparent. Maybe we need to do that. So let's just get rid of this holdout one more time, and let's try this again. Now, still a bit... Why are you translucent? Nope, that's not doing the trick. Leak size, thickness, advanced. Ignore transparent, limit to viewport, layer fills. This should be doing a 100% fill with a full color with the holdout material. And it's the same with the pen. Transform. Okay, look. I'm going to have it there. I'm going to change this from fills to oh boy, had the cap on. To type slower, Paul. To mask. And I'm going to add in another one, and this one's going to be called fills. No, we're going to call this flats, because flatting is what we do in comics. And we're going to add a mask, and the mask we're going to add is for the mask layer. Why is this important? Well, because now we can do, we take away that. Let's do these flats here. Let's not ignore transparent. We're going to have to start building a palette for Anomander Rake. So I'm going to make a palette rake. Let's begin with, let me just get some sort of a palette here. Rake. What would be the base color? Sort of like a would be a gray for his skin tone. I think I want to go maybe to icy. Kind of like the ice thing, because then we can do some glows with oranges. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that. So grey skin, silvery metal, or kind of, yeah. Okay. Flats. We'll have to pick a skin tone. I think I'm going to give him a bit of a blue tinge, right? And so if we go, I didn't do anything. Because we're colouring in the holdout material. Not cool. Still nothing. Interesting. Flats. We could probably just do this. See. holdout is a bit worrying. I just filled that in with black. That's not what we want. We want a lovely blue-grey for his skin tone, like that. Okay, let's try this one more time. There we go, right? So the mask is acting like a mask, and to make this a little bit more visible, I think we're going to go with a light background first, because a dark background, yeah, see that holdout, it's never done this before for me. I wonder if I've got a mask the mask. Oh boy. Holdout material. Preview. Okay, why are you not... Maybe I've got to make that... that's why. That's why. Now, because it's black... Yep, there we go. All right, so the holdout material has to be 100% black. All right, learned something today. Right, let's put that back. Let's get our inks back. Look at that. Look at that. This is going to be really nice to color on. Okay, so why don't we get some flats in here, eh? He's got grey hair, so let's begin to get that hair in there. Hold that. No. We want solid. And as we go, we are going to create a palette. So I'm going to hit plus, going to have that grey blue. And then we're going to go a little bit lighter, still in the blues for his hair. And yeah, the filling, look, I could try. See what happens. Flats, that's what we're colouring on. Pop. All right. That's not too bad, but it's a bit dark. It's a bit dark, isn't it? We want that much lighter, like that. Okay, let's save that. All right, that's a start, because instead of having to trace it around, we can just modify this. Yeah. Okay, so let's grab those verts. And on the perimeter, we don't really have to be too careful because we have a mask. What we can do is get rid of all this by going dissolve. And see, when we pull that out, right, beyond the boundary, it doesn't really matter because we have the mask there. Okay, and this is the bit I hate. It's like when everything's attached, kind of does those funny things. So let's grab all of that and bring it out there. So that section's coloured. Now inside is a different story. Okay, so let's just bring these down here, and maybe what we'll do. See, that's the tough bit with the. Should I just go and make another fill? Let's make another fill. Let's bring this here, and then let's see if this will. No, actually, if we make this thickness really small and leak size really tiny. Nope. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do this a long way, because then I'll have one big shape to play around with rather than lots of little ones. And I can do a bit of subdividing and whatnot. Okay. I wonder if I've got any new viewers on. If you've just joined me, hi, welcome. We're doing a bit of flatting right now on this commission of a character called Anomander Rake. What do the other YouTubers do? They go, if you haven't done so far already, please subscribe to my channel, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I tend to get lost in the art, and I forget to do the call to action. Is it necessary? Are people really here for that? I don't think so. Let's subdivide that, and let's bring these in line like so. Hello, Gerard. How you doing? Welcome. Yes, I ended up fixing my. If you were there, if you guys were here last week, I had terrible lagging. I hope people can tell me if the lag's back. I don't think it is because I've got an excellent connection, and I discovered the problem. It's really embarrassing. I had a high-powered device plugged into the same power board as the router, and so the power board kept shorting because of the high-powered device. Right. What does that mean? It meant that there wasn't enough power to go around. Anomander Rake, the son of darkness. Yes, hi Kelly, how you going? Am I doing a good job here? Am I doing a faithful job with this guy? I really hope I am. I've gone for a really conservative palette here. So yeah, long story short, there shouldn't be any lag here. By the way, it looks awesome, man. Oh yes, thank you. This has taken 3 live streams to get to this point. Well, this is the third one, the third live stream for this one commission. That's how special it is. I really wanted to take the time with this one because it's well, from what I gather, there is a massive fan base for this. Even though, look, I'll be honest, I haven't read the book, so I don't know who this guy is. I can definitely see shades of The Witcher and Dark Elves in Morrowind and stuff like that. And I'm not sure if this guy came first. Kelly could probably tell me. Rake is god tier powerful in the Malazan universe. So I've got to do justice to a god-powered character. So yeah, hopefully we'll get to that. If not, there'll be an entire live stream just on effects, which is a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun to watch, actually. So, you know, hopefully the flatting process won't be too long. I'm hoping to go with a very conservative palette so we can get right onto the shading. Okay, and then we can just bring that out. Okay, so now the mask is a little bit wonky here, so let's go into the mask. And let's just edit up the mask parts. So you can see that how the masking is working here. That's good. Right, I think, oh, we've missed a spot of his hair. Let's go back to those flats. Let's get this bit in, colored in as well. All right, there we go. Hey, we've got skin tone, hair, 1999. So he's not as old as the character as Drizduard. Right, okay. I can see where there's a lot of cross-influence, though. You know, like I don't know who's first or... You know, I'm not going to say or argue with that. Now, I'm just going to quickly take a look at some colors that people have used. I might go with a bit of a golden hue because I love the whites. See, I want a bit of an icy theme to this, and so I'm just trying to see some a nice dark, sort of a brownish cape. Maybe I should go with brown tones for the armor, and then we can just do some color correction later. Gerard says, oh, I just wanted to ask, did you have a chance to check out that magnet coloring add-on? Dude, can you remind me? Because I think that's given me my given away my answer, which is no. I'm really sorry, Gerard. Oh, magnet coloring add-on. Let me make a note here. Just going to make a quick... Yep, going to move that tasks there. Look into magnet coloring add-on. And that's for grease pencil, yeah? Okay, so let's now pick a color that is more in the sort of the browny hues. Make it a nice dull brown. It has to be sort of a grey brown. Let's see what this looks like next to these. Yeah. It's a bit yuck, but I think we want to go for a bit muddy. So let's just infuse it with a bit more orange, a bit more brown. Let's just drag and drop that onto the palette there. Excellent. Okay, this is going to be our cape color. Yes, he's definitely based on the traditional Dark Elf character. Yeah, yeah, I got those vibes, but there's nothing wrong with that. There's so much in fantasy that borrows from other fantasy and stuff like that. There we go. So we fill in that, fill in those. That's going over the back there. There's a nice big chunk there. Yes, I'm liking this. Boom, boom, excellent. A lot of that. Oh, hang on, we got a bit there. And this belt's going to be a darker, I think, darker brown. So let's just adjust these. Yep. Just adjust these. A pure comic style drawing made in Blender. Yep, it is going to be. I think I'm going to do a little half toning on this as well and just, pull out all the stops, I think. I think he really deserves it. Okay. Just getting these extra bits. Out of the boundaries. See, this is sort of why I don't like the color fill tool exactly, because it makes up a lot of shapes and you sort of can't join them up later as you'd think you would be able to, but yeah, I am a big proponent of CSP, Clip Studio Paints. I have been working almost exclusively in grease pencil, if you can believe it, for each sheep at the moment. So all my concepting has been done in grease pencil, and the director is really happy about that because, he's sort of eyeing, oh, maybe we can, have a lot more integration with the project, and because a lot of it's going to be done in Blender. And so, yeah, to have a Blender workflow that is also fast, right? Is a huge advantage, especially if modelers and stuff like that. Like I can send them over blend files instead of having to always just render stuff out. Although they'd like that. Maharius, hi Paul, you're doing great. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. It's always good to see the compliments on the comments. Means that it's alive. Okay, cool. That part is almost flattered. And of course, we can always adjust it a little bit more later on. So yeah, I'm sort of taking the lazy route. Now this belt will fill in, but we've got this bit here. Oh, no, didn't want to do that. I want to take this brown and give it a bit more reddish, dark red, okay, for this belt. So this is almost like a thicker leather. Yes, they are. So let's see if this still works. Alt. Can I draw this? Yes, and yes, it worked. Excellent. Then I can go into edit. And I know that there's a cleanup function for that, but if I'm just doing one construction line and I'm not animating, it's just easier to just jump into edit mode and do it that way. Right, I think this color can either go on, yeah, it's going to go on these things, but this is going to be more of a silvery, goldy. Yeah, I think we're going to be going with the golden hues, aren't we? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to do this the old way. Would you be down for making a tutorial series on grease pencil compositing in Blender? Grease pencil compositing. You mean like using a lot of grease pencil assets and then sort of messing about with the compositor, that sort of thing, yeah? Yes, look, I've sort of done things like that in the past. But yeah, dedicated grease pencil. Yeah, look, it may not be for some time. Like, my workload's pretty huge at the moment, so like taking requests for tutorials is kind of difficult, even from Patreon supporters, which is kind of sucks. It's sort of like usually where I get my requests from. But at the moment, it's sort of like, oh, I'm really struggling with the workload. There's a lot on. And these live streams are kind of part unwinding, part an excuse to keep YouTube alive, part interacting with everyone else. And it sort of still keeps the ball rolling. Like, I think I saw a meme today. It said, like, what do illustrators do when they're having time off from illustration? And that is illustration, or was draw, or something like that. Yeah. So this is the drawing I'm doing when I'm taking a break from drawing. If you get that. Yeah. It's a lot of fun to do. It also keeps me in practice. Okay, that's looking really nice. So this is going to be sort of like major minor color, isn't it? He's having fun here because there's no work. Oh wait, yes. So to answer your question, Gerard, I think it could be on the cards, man. It could be on the cards. So I think I want this light color, but we're going to stick with the browns. But let's get this metallic gold. It's going to be based on this. I'm going to need to infuse it with more of this. Maybe make it a bit lighter. Let's try that, shall we? I don't know if I've just gotten better with color or something, but I'm finding it easier to do color picks. Here's a neat tip. Watch this, guys. I'm going to do something really sneaky here. I take this, right? And this nice big blob of color, right? And then, let's see if this works. Stroke, arrange center back. No, it's gone below the blue, but it should just be one layer below the blue. So if we go to bring forward, there we go. See that? See what I did there? Yeah, no, I appreciate it, Gerard. Like I totally want to do that. There's a lot of stuff coming up, even in the educational side of things, that's going to allow for more of that sort of stuff. So look, the content will eventually be there. It's just, yeah, it's how do I put this? Between the time I get a request to the time I get to do the request, it could be quite a bit. Could be quite a long time, which I really hate. You know, I really hate that about some of the job. But look, it's definitely something I can do. Oh, look. What do you think of these colors, guys? Yeah, these colors are starting to work. As I'm picking the colors, then I'm just going to reuse them. So, yes, okay. So these bits here are going to definitely be in the gold. So let's do these goldy things here. I'll leave that overhanging. And the armor on the fingers is partially that as well. Now because we've got this wonderful mask, I can just do bleh, like that. Yep. This thumb is definitely going to have to be golden. These fingertips, which someone pointed out, I reminded them of something. Yep, they're going to be golden too. You'll replace quantity with quality for the Patreon. The sword that enslaves souls. Oh, man. It's a soul enslaving sword. Okay, I'm going to have to do something special with this. What do you reckon, Kelly? Should I put some runes on it, or would you be happy with a lot of Kirby crackle and some like lightning effects coming off of it? So the sword can be sort of plain, but the effects can be, you know, pretty cool and something to really dazzle and throw light about the place. What do you think? Little baguettes. Gerard remembers. Never forget. Baguette fingers. Baguette me not. No, that's a bad pun. That's a really bad pun. Energy effects around it. Yep, okay, done. Sold. Deal. Great. So when we get to effects. So let's see how far we go tonight. What's the time now? It's like, oh, okay, yep. We've been going for a good chunk of time. I think we could probably get the flats done tonight. And maybe the shadows begun. And I'll see if I can get on tomorrow night as well. I don't recall any runic script on the sword. Great, I'm not going to put it on. I'm not going to put it on. I don't want to sort of... go beyond the scope. Now this is going to be a pale tan color for the tunic. So this is material here, and this is also going to be reflected in the arm straps. Looks a bit pinkish, doesn't it? Let's see if we can do the same trick here. Actually, what we'll... No, we'll do it one at a time. Stroke, arrange, send to back, stroke, arrange, bring forward. There we go. Excellent. So it sort of sits under there. Go. Don't question it. Looks for weird stuff, right? Yep, that's right. It was made, forged by the elder god Draconis to stop measure against the real MOF chaos. Nicely put, Kelly. Cool. I'll try to do justice with it, and I think because I'm sort of doing a bit of a Kirby-esque inking on the metallic shades, I think Kirby Crackle is in order. Here. Okay, so let's throw in some of this color. So you see how you can sort of be lazy with some things, right? Stroke, arrange, send to back, stroke, arrange, bring forward, bang. Yes. Yeah, so it's not exactly lazy, it's just like knowing how to, utilize and exploit what you have at your disposal, right? This is sort of where it shares a lot in common with Illustrator, programs like that. Okay, we're getting there. All right, so we've got this gold. I think I want sort of like a dark grey for the gloves, for this tunic, this bit here, and yeah. Look, I'm a big fan of cleaner lines. Yeah. What would go with this? Right. We'll I think it has to be darker, a darker tone of this. So we'll start here. Bring this down and push it into purples a bit, so we can get a bit more grey, but there's a little bit of a red infusion in there. Let's see what this looks like when we drop it in here. Okay, it wouldn't be the most conventional color, but I think it kind of works. He uses black marks for subtle texturing, like just... Oh. Thanks, man. Yeah. Look, if this doesn't work, we'll know about it pretty quick, and there's a way to fix it afterwards as well. Okay. Yep. There it is. So I'm going to use that color for this. I'm going to go this bit. All right. So it's like this. It's like a thick leather, something like that he wears instead of chainmail or kind of made up this armor as I went. And I hope that it looks okay. Don't you want to set hotkey for set to back and front? I probably could. I probably could set a hotkey. I should probably do that for next time. I've not spent a lot of time, doing it because, like, okay, so there's two reasons. One, that the main reason is I'm lazy. There's the secret. Secret's out. No, the other reason is that because I do a lot of tutorials where I try to show as much of the workflow out of the box for people who are just sort of, coming to Grease Pencil for the first time. I don't want to sort of give them too much information. I could probably do, now that you mention it, Gerard, I could probably do like a quick tip or a tutorial on just hotkeys and say, okay, these are some hotkeys that I am using in Grease Pencil, right? And then sort of make those hotkeys available for people to download. But then, I would sort of use them in my day-to-day. But then, like, if I had to do another introductory thing, I wouldn't sort of... I mean, yeah, look, I'm in two minds about it. Like, I could probably just go, okay, download these hotkeys because we're going to be using them in this tutorial, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I could do something like that. I think that's probably a good idea, actually. I'm open to it. I'm open to it. What was the other reason? The other reason, yes, it's very important. I just finished this video for my first product review that I'm doing here on YouTube. And I wanted to be a bit cheeky. Guys, let me know what you think of this title. I wanted to do a segment called Shillin' in the Name of, because I am doing a product placement thing and I'm sort of doing a review, and a lot of people say, it's sort of selling out and shilling and stuff like that. And I thought, I'd be cheeky and call the segment that. Yes, no. It's just one of those brain farts, I guess. Anyway, the product is called is called the toolbox, and it was fun to use. And what the toolbox actually does is allows you to assign your own kind of shortcut methods. And so I'd probably defer to something like the toolbox instead of coming up with my shortcut keys, because then I could use it across platforms, because what it does is sort of assigns stuff to multiple programs. So it's a very versatile thing. Ooh, you know what? That golden purple, it's looking a bit Thanos, isn't it? I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Right, so now let's get... Okay, I think this is going to have to be the purple as well. So while we're there, let's get this to be that thick tunic color. We'll get this bit there. This is going to have to be that brown color, yeah, because we've got that right? And then this is going to probably be, I don't like this pinkiness. I think it's got to be more, more this, right? So now that I've changed that color, right, it won't automatically change where I've selected it. This is how we do it. I select these two, select 1 and 2, right. Then I go into Vertex Paint, boom, right, and rake, select that color, damn it, what happened? There, okay, got that as a selection, Vertex Paint. Why have you destroyed my selection, Vertex Paint? Vertex Draw should show my selection. Draw. Replace. I think it's done it. No. No, don't want to replace it with that. I want to replace it with this. Okay, see, if I... Okay. I think that's done it. Yep. Okay, good. Right, so I've adjusted that. Now let's do these bands here. That's going to be... Yep. Edit mode. F to fill. Because I've just drawn the outline there. Vertex paint is treacherous. Yeah, look, I've started to look. I just updated to the latest fix, and I'm just wondering if they kind of snuck in a few little fixes like that. I should really read the documentation after I download one of those stabilizing fixes, you know, because you sort of get used to some things, and some things just a little bit broken. Nice and exact. Oh, that's purple there. It's looking better. Okay, yep. There's a lot of fixing here. Well, we're going up and down tonight. I had when I was as low as 6, and now we're back up to 13 concurrent viewers, but yeah, we've had a lot of playbacks, which is really nice. Okay, so let's get this chunk in. Okay, and then this chunk colored. And we'll fix this up as well. Bang, bang. Let's just fit that, as Marcom likes to say. Foot. Okay. We're almost there with the flats, guys, and it's looking really nice. I like about overlapping flats. Yeah. I'm liking these colors. Good texture paint right in the fill easy. Yeah. Hello, Sensei Power. Hey, Power. How you doing? Yeah, you can do fills, but let me show you. Here's the fill tool, okay? And the brush settings. You can do a boundary, just strokes, just edit lines. So you could do like a lasso for edit lines and stuff like that. Oh, you know how to fill material? Can you have texture on it? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. The way you do it... Let me see. Do I take a quick diversion? You know what? I'm going to address that in the video that I do the effects on, because I want to do a little bit of texture painting. And it's basically making a material, and then instead of assigning, if you can see here, a fill to it, you change the style to texture. Right, and it works partially with the Vertex paint, but yeah, look, it's usually something you want to do at the end, and so I'll do that for a halftone. So I'll do that when I'm doing the effects here as well. I'm really liking these flats, guys. Like, yeah. Look, I think I've selected some colors that I like, and so now what I'm going to do, go back to my draw mode. Let's bring that brush settings down. We want white for the eyes and the teeth, but I'm just going to knock this back ever so slightly. The reason I do this is so that when I shade it, you can actually see it, you know, and it doesn't just show up as white. Now I'll give his eyes white for now, but the eyes are going to have some mad effects as well, I think. These are teeth. Yep. Oh, my hand's sore. If, I even draw like when I'm a bit tired because I know that I can sort of, if I can get the rough shape down, then I can just move these points in and sort of fix it a little bit. Right. Keyboard seems to be possibly running out of battery. There we go. Eyes. Yes. Oh boy. Oh boy, he's looking good, huh? Excellent. Right. Okay, so the colors of the sword. Now, I want to sort of stick to the same palette. So maybe if I use this armor color, so that the pauldron could be this dark. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the dark brown. Right. You want to limit your palette. This is a trick I learned in comics. You want to limit your palette as much as possible because working with a limited palette actually allows you to be a bit more creative when it comes to shading and highlighting and the like. Okay. So, you know, stuff for armor and swords I tend to double up a bit on. Okay. Oh, wrong one. Wrong shape. Okay. Oh. And see, like, you can sort of... The other thing about grease pencil, like zooming right in, you sort of can see a lot of the mistakes, but you can also see how clean the vector line is. And so this is resolution independent. If you wanted to do like a quick sample render for a client, you could render it out at a very low resolution just to email. And then later on, when they say, okay, can you do the finished version? You just go, fine, yep, what resolution do you want it at? Bang, done, rendered, and it looks fantastic. Okay. I'm gonna have to get this shape. F. F. There we go. Fill. And there. Excellent. Good, good, good. Oh, we got another bit there. What are we at? 13. Yeah. Where are my concurrent viewers? Maybe it was a novelty thing. Now, because I've got this, look, I'll try it, and then maybe we can do something with the shading later on to sort of differentiate between the armor and this hilt that I'm going to draw. I can be messy here, I can be messy here, but I need to be nice and neat on the inside. So let's just neaten up where it needs to be neat. Are the screencast keys helping? I hope so. I know I've got that. You know what I'm going to do? Screencast keys, let's align them right. Let's bring them down here, shall we? Yeah, I think I've made the mouse as big as it possibly can be. There we go. And now we shouldn't have interference. Okay. Yep. Let's just tidy that up. Tidy this one up. We'll leave that there. What do I want to do here? Yeah, I'm going to make it a nice big patch here. I didn't even know one could do this in Blender. Yes, you can. The grease pencil is something that sort of got worked on, or started to really be worked on in earnest in 2018. What was it, the 2.8 series came out, and Danny Lowry was probably the guy who was the biggest proponent of it. It's going to give this a bit of a pinkish, no, it's going to be grey, a light grey, because then the effects will definitely be over the top. Now, let's cheat here. Yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah. Danny Lowry, award-winning filmmaker, was one of the team behind Grease Pencil. There's a lot of others. Sort of thank where it's come to. And with every release, it's just getting more and more sophisticated, really. Because I think there's this fantastic feedback between developer and artist in the Blender community, I find. Dissolve so we can get something a bit nicer and tighter. And usually what happens is that artists will work a certain way, and then the developers will sort of see that and go, you know what, this tool isn't working this way, let's try something else. And things just get smarter and more intuitive because of that whole process, this backwards and forwards. All right, guys, these are our flats. What do you think? Kelly, you still there? Right, let's see what it looks like with the world at a different color. If we sort of bring that color nice and dark, could work with some clouds and stuff. Yep, great. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave the live stream here for tonight because I think it's a really good going off point. And then next week, because I'm not doing any fix up on inks or anything like that, we've got all the nice basic flats in there and they're looking good. I'm liking this color scheme. Yeah. I think I'm going to pick this up. You know, I might schedule it for tomorrow night and let's jump into shading, lighting, and effects. I think we can handle that in one big live stream. So guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. And of course, this is going to be, what's it called? Archived. So you can catch this later on. And yeah, look, I'll schedule another one, hopefully for tomorrow night, to complete this commission. Thanks everyone. Bye for now.